How many of you here would like to be like your father? Elvis asks inmates at Nairobi Industrial Area Prison. Not a single hand is raised. Then probably your children too do not want to be like you, he teases them. A report by Ndirangu Ngunjiri, a PhD student at the University of Nairobi on Kenyan prisons and police stations, found that 46% of inmates were fatherless. 60% of juvenile inmates came from fatherless homes, and 90% of convicted rapists came from fatherless homes as well. Through questionnaires, the report was carried out between April to September 2019 and sampled 350 inmates. For over 20 years, Elvis Mushoki survived through pickpocketing and stealing in Nairobi. He has since reformed and made his purpose to inspire inmates across the country through his story.
My father was selfish, very self-centered, and my father loved money and women. I remember one day we were coming from school, and where we were living and where we were going to school, there was this stretch, and we are coming with my young sister. Hey, fight. And you know how children love to see these fights. So I'm like, twende tukone fight, nimemshika, kimbia. Nakimbia hapo unapata ni fadhako na madhako.
When his parents finally separated, he found himself on the streets of Nairobi, and that is how he ended up in crime. At 12, he was already working with some of Nairobi's most wanted gangs. In 2013, an investigative report by Kenya's Citizen TV on public transport crimes in Nairobi exposed Elvis in one of his escapades.
What are you looking at? If you go on like that, you will soon die. You will die.
He and his friends mostly targeted public transport commuters.
All of them. I don't see him to a corner father.
Elvis is in his third marriage. At 44, he is a father of 6 and already a grandfather to 1.
That's how I got married. Every marriage, I was a very violent person. I used to, the same way Dad alikuwa anafanya, I became a younger version of him. Nilikuwa nachapa mawife zangu vibaya sana.
It was just a result of his sin. Forgive him.
This is not your usual church service. The sermons are tailored to give men space to talk about their issues. Elvis is sharing his testimony here today. It has been 7 years since he nearly lost his son, the reason he found religion.
My son fell from a second floor building down, and it was so bad. He was literally fighting for his life. So when we are in hospital, I could tell my son is where he is because of what I did.
Today the preaching and teaching is on fatherhood.
We finish our service for today.
Church founder George Mugwe, who has coached over 500 men, believes fatherlessness comes in 3 forms.
One, you can be unfathered, that means you don't have a father. You can be underfathered, that means that a father is there but is not actively involved. But you can also be misfathered. A father is present but is abusive in nature, that leaves the family exposed.
The report by the University of Nairobi found that toxic masculinity plays a huge role in the relationship between fathers and their children. It says there's need for society to change the dominant notions of fathers as financial or material providers. It recommends fathers to ritually spend time with their children, while single mothers have an uncle or a man to mentor their children. Every so often, Elvis finds time to play football with his son.
What does he mean to you?
Everything. You know, being a father, it takes a lot of sacrifice. I live determined never to fail him. My dad is normal, but all my memories are all for the wrong reasons. I want him to have good memories about his father, and above all, to lay foundation for him.